Welcome to this week's edition of SKNI's Week in Review. In this program, we focus on the top stories of the past week. I am your presenter, Raheem Berry. Highlights for the week of July 2nd to July 8th includes government rolls out $15 million income support program to help relieve economic fallout. Fishers now allowed to fish during 24-hour curfew days. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis is implementing another round of income support for residents who became redundant in March 2020 and remain unemployed as a result of the global COVID-19 pandemic. The 2021 Income Support Program was announced by Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, during his monthly press conference on July 8. He indicated that $50 million have been allocated to the program to alleviate hardships on persons who are still unemployed since the first wave of the deadly novel coronavirus last year.
A monthly stipend of $1,000 will be paid for the next 3 months. However, persons who have already received more than $15,000 in severance payment after March 2020 would not now be eligible to access the program. Persons receiving assistance under the PAP would only be entitled to receive an additional $500 under the Income Support Program.
The Income Support Program was one in a series of sweeping economic relief measures to assist workers and self-employed individuals, as well as small, medium, and large corporations. Still on press conference, another one of the government's initiatives to further assist with the financial hardship caused by COVID-19 is the waiver of commercial rent for small businesses for the next 6 months.
We will waive commercial rent for 6 months, July to December 2021, for small businesses which lease space from the government through the Ministry of Tourism and Transport. These would include small businesses that rent booths at the ferry and bus terminals, the Amina Craft Market, and the Pelican Mall.
Prime Minister Harris encouraged private sector landlords of commercial space to give some measure of relief to their tenants, adding that although the government cannot dictate how much support they should give, at this time of the national and global difficulty, private landlords should be guided by their conscience. Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, said that his team unity administration continues to provide ongoing support to the agricultural sector and small businesses.
The government, therefore, injected $15 million to boost production and to ensure agricultural food security. And note in particular that in our last budget, we in fact proposed $3 million for the continuation of the Fresh Start program. As at June, I am advised that 45 loan applications were approved under that program, totaling $3.1 million.
He also stated that his administration has extended bond facilities for small businesses unable to cover custom duties on the importation of vehicles and commercial goods. Superintendent of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, Cromwell Henry, said that the National COVID-19 Task Force and the Commissioner of Police have agreed to some easing of the restrictions for fishers. He said this during his presentation at the National Emergency Operations Center COVID-19 briefing on July 7.
Fishers are now allowed to conduct fishing activities between the hours of 5 a.m. and 6 p.m. This is on 24-hour curfew days. And for night fishers, they are permitted to fish between the hours of 6 p.m. and 5 a.m.
He also stated that the fish caught should be supplied to the Bastia Fisheries Complex or the Nevis Fishermen's Marketing and Supply Cooperative on the days of full lockdown. St. Kitts and Nevis Royal Police Force, in an effort to continue to serve and protect the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, established a Special Victims Unit in 2012 to better police the rise in sexual abuse, domestic violence, and juvenile abuse. Head of the Special Victims Unit, Detective Sergeant Concy Rogers, explained this during the July 7 edition of SKNI's Working For You and stated that we also investigate crimes against the Offenses Against Persons Act, Chapter 4.21 of the revised edition 2009 of the Laws of the Federation.
We also investigate a lot of unlawful handle knowledge cases under the Criminal Law Amendment Act. We investigate any criminal offense that we see coming out of a domestic violence report, such as battery, threat to kill, malicious damage, insulting language, assault, and unlawful communication.
The Special Victims Unit also works closely with certain stakeholders such as the Department of Probation and Child Protection Services when there are juvenile-related matters and the Department of Gender Affairs when there are cases of domestic abuse. And this concludes this week's edition of SKNI's Weekend Review. See you next week.